Do I call the police and tell them that I got the fucking intruders upstairs? Like, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a real interesting one about the time I got robbed. It was supposedly my own best friend that got me robbed. Throughout this video, I want y'all to honestly comment y'all opinion. Let me know, what are y'all honest opinions? Let me know. Alright y'all, so we gonna give nicknames again. From my last video, y'all seen me calling my old best friend OB. I don't like the name OB because it sounds like I'm calling her obese or some shit like that, and I don't like that. We're gonna change her name. We're gonna call her October. That's all I can think of right now. 3.5, 4 years ago, I got robbed. It was traumatic. It was one of those experiences that I just was like, is this shit really happening to me right now? Like, God, is this really what you doing to me right now? And he said yes, so obviously it happened. I'm gonna give y'all a little history. Without it, I don't think y'all will understand where I was coming from and what my points were. The way me and October met, she was a hair client. She was real cool. I did her hair, vibed with her like I vibe with mostly everybody whose hair I do. I seen no issue with starting no friendship with her. It was actually kind of weird how we actually clicked up. I think I might have done her hair once, maybe twice. I'm randomly chilling one day. She calls me. I'm sitting here looking like, why is she calling me? Maybe it's for hair. Prior to that, she had commented on like a few of my Facebook statuses, insinuating like that she wanted to hang out and stuff, which it was a mutual thing. It wasn't her doing it more than I was. It was just kind of like, you know how there's a certain group of people or certain people in period that you just talk to, you know, like on social media or stuff, and that's just that. So I thought nothing of it. So when she calls me, she's like, hey, what you doing? And I'm like, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck I was doing at the time. She's like, can you pull up real quick? This girl about to come fight me. I just want to make sure I don't get jumped. At this time, I had to be about 23, just young. You know, I want to see somebody tussling a little bit. I don't mind watching none of that right now. Me and the person that I was dealing with at the time, we ends up pulling up to her house. She ends up whooping on this girl real quick, and after that, we kind of just start talking and texting regularly, shall I say. About a week or so go by, we vibing, we chilling. I realized how cool she is. She realized how cool I am. But then like a week or two go by, and I was on Facebook, and this is right around the time where I started to take over my city doing hair, because I was one of the only people that was kind of doing what I was doing at the time, which was like lace fronts and shit like that, which she was the first person that I ever put a lace front on, and that shit was late as fuck. We texting, you know, talking regularly like friends would. I must have made a post on Facebook, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a personal assistant, because like I said, I had just got popping at that time. So she hit me up and she's like, bitch, you know, I got you, let me do it. I know this, that, and that about hair. Everything that she laid out sounded perfectly good for me. She had a whole pitch. She can pitch you some shit. That motherfucker gonna tell you what you want to hear. She gonna get the job. She's telling me all this shit I want to hear. It sounds good. It sounds good for what I needed for my business at that point. I'm like, hell yeah. So we had came upon an agreement, and the agreement was, you be my assistant, respond to these messages, I'll give you like my passwords, you know, book these appointments in. This is before I had a booking website, so keep that in mind. I give her my passwords, respond to these messages, book these girls in, keep me updated. We'll start talking about inventory and all that stuff later, but for right now, this is just what I need you to do. When it came to compensation, it was literally like, okay, I'll either pay you per appointment that you book, or I'll do your hair for free once a month, whatever you want. I'll include the hair, I'll keep your hair done. Let me know what you decide. She's like, I'll just choose to get my hair done, you know, once a month for free. That sounds good to me. Everything is going good first couple of weeks. Initially, I started her off with a hairstyle. I think it was, I'm not gonna give you no free hair this month. I'm gonna just do your hair with the hair that you already got from when you just got your hair done for me. Then the month that's coming up, I'll just go ahead and, you know, do your hair, give you hair, whatever the case may be. I felt like that was an even exchange. She was cool with that. Ends up doing her hair. She's doing the job, and she's doing the job very well. Now, the only thing that has started to rub me wrong was the simple fact that I felt like in the beginning she was kind of asking for too much. So I do her hair. She's booking an appointment, doing everything that she said she was going to do, which was cool. So then she comes over one day, and well, let me back up. She had already texted me, hey, you know, a couple times out of the week when I'm free, can I stop by just so, you know, I could learn a few things, or, you know, talk to you about certain stuff that, you know, I might got in store for you, or how to better certain stuff. And I'm all for it because like I said, she knew what she was doing. I wasn't tripping about that. Let me remind y'all, I had already just did her hair about 2 weeks ago, so she's not due for another hairdo, you know, for another couple weeks. But after we got done talking about whatever it was we were talking about, I remember I'm walking her out now because she's about to leave. We're walking down the hallway and she's like, oh yeah, another thing, when am I gonna start getting paid? And in my head, I'm like, I thought we had a deal. I thought it was either get your hair done or I thought you were gonna choose to get paid, not both. I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, she is kind of doing a lot for me, so I ain't got no problem compensating what it's worth. Again, at this point, I'm about to just be like, all right, fuck it, whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I'll sit down and I'll come up with some type of compensation plan for you outside of what we already got going on. A day or two later, she hits me up and she's like, do you think you could? She had asked me 2 things. I don't know which one came first, but basically she had already asked me at this point, can I front her whatever it was she needed, something, whatever. I think I ends up sending her something somehow, some way. So then about a couple days before she's supposed to get her hair done, she hits me up and she's like, hey, my mom's birthday is coming up. Instead of you doing my hair, do you think you could do her hair? At first I was tripping, but at the same time I'm like, shit, I got to give this hair away regardless whether it's me putting it on her head or putting it on her mama head. So I really don't care. Like I said, it rubbed me, but it didn't. But it was just all in all, for me at the time, it was enough. Like, damn, she gonna keep asking. It wasn't like she was begging. Let me not put it out there like she was never begging for anything, but it was kind of like being needy, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. I don't know if I did her mom's hair. I think I did. I'm not for sure. I want to say I did, but again, I'm not for sure because it was so long ago. But I know I had either just did her hair because it was due for like a new hairstyle or whatever. I know I had just did her hair or her mom's hair. It was her mom's hair. Okay. Yep, it was her mom's hair. So fast forward about a week and a half after that, I remember I was going on a date night. I had texted her and I was like, hey, this is what I got in stock. I need you to post this to my page. This is how much it costs. This is how many I got left. One of those things in particular was a bob weave. I was like telling her like post it for $300 plus install. I don't know how much I told her to post it for, but nonetheless I told her to post it. So I sent that to her and I tell her to post it. And I remember this night religiously because I had just pulled up to my destination and I was talking to the person that I was with about it. I was kind of like, damn. She texted me back and was like, can I get this? And when she said, can she get it? Let me reiterate that. She texted me and she was like, can you put this on me for my free one? And in my head, I'm like, girl, like you're not due for like another style for like now 3 weeks at this point, like almost a month. Like I just did your mom's hair. Like, what do you mean, can I give this to you? And I think I had texted her something like that back, and then she had texted me back. She was like, no, I was just playing. No, you weren't. So as there was a few other things that we were texting and talking about that kind of was like, for what I'm dishing out, I literally, like I had been doing, I was like, I could be doing this myself. But let me tell y'all, she didn't know like my passwords, like none of my bank accounts and shit yet. She knew my Facebook account, my Instagram account, and that really was it because like I said, I didn't even have a scheduling website at this point. I ended up getting on this one website that I had seen on some girl's Instagram where it's a booking website where people can go register to get self-booking, the same website I still use to this day. So I ended up setting it up because in my head I'm like, either I'm about to do this myself or I gotta find a way for this shit to get done. She's cool, I'm gonna continue to be her friend, but I don't feel the need to be giving somebody $400 or $500 worth of product every month for free and paying them on top of the appointments that they book in, and then them still asking me for like additional stuff that I just don't fucking have time for. I ended up making this self-booking website. My fuck up was, I can admit, I wouldn't say it was childish, but I should have said something to her. I basically just made a self-booking website and I did not tell her that she was fired. People literally just start booking on a website and I literally just stopped kind of texting, talking to her. Like in my head, we still had a friendship, but it wasn't like that. And I guess because I stopped responding to her like the few couple times where she would text me about certain stuff, I just wouldn't respond. She did text me one day and she was like, did that website take my job? And I played it off. I was like, girl, LOL, no, like I'm just, you know, trying it out, which honest to God, I was trying it out. I ain't even gonna sit there in front. I was trying it out, but at the same time, I knew that if it was successful, that it was gonna take her job, and I should have voiced that, which I did not. Over time, we kind of gradually just stopped talking. And let me remind you, she had been in my house multiple times at this point, almost on a weekly basis, not every day, but like on a weekly basis. She knew where my inventory was. She of course knew what type of cars I drove, because I did have a couple cars at that time. She knew a lot about, you know, how I kept shit. Certain shit that I talked to her about might have slipped up and said. She knew a lot of stuff at that point that the average person would not just start confiding in their assistant, you know, for. But she made me feel comfortable, which I was very comfortable with her at the time. I saw no threat, no issue, no nothing. So that's just what that was. Like I said, keep in mind, y'all, we stopped talking. The website took her job. There was no beef. We was still comment on each other's stuff on Facebook. I even think maybe one time after that, we might have seen each other or some shit like that, but we were not best friends at that point. We were not calling each other's best friend. We weren't calling each other's sister. I wasn't calling her daughter my niece or my goddaughter at the time. It was strictly just, oh, she was my assistant. She turned into this bomb-ass friend. She's a cool person. Ooh, I talk so much. So right after we stopped talking, I ended up moving. So when I moved, keep in mind, I stopped talking to her when I lived over here. When I moved over here, months later, me and her had absolutely no communication. I moved into my new place. I don't have no assistant. I'm doing everything by myself. I got this website booking for me. I ain't got no assistant. I ended up posting something right before I moved from over here, something on Facebook that went like, y'all, it went dumb viral. And if anybody don't know who I am, if you're new to my channel, if you're watching me, if y'all ever seen that Hawaii wig, the Hawaiian wave wig or anything like that on Facebook, real curly wig, if I got the video, I'll probably insert it like right here. If y'all ever seen that post that went viral, that was your girl. That was me. Shop with me. So once I moved, my business started picking up, y'all. It was like my business average times 20, like it was crazy. I felt like I needed an assistant again. I put it on Facebook again, and me not even thinking to go back to her. I wasn't thinking. It wasn't a thought in my head. Like I said, she actually was doing her job. There was nothing wrong with what she was doing. So when I made the post on Facebook, and I'm like, your girl making that coin now, I really need an assistant who gonna come bless me. She hit me up and she's like, hey bitch, like, me, hello, I got you. I already know everything. I already know how to do your inventory. I already know how to chat with your vendors. I already know how to do this, that, and that. Like, bitch, I'm here. It's me. Hire me again. Like I said, had this pitch out of this world. She even said, she was like, I even know where we went wrong last time. On both ends, we gonna figure it out. We gonna sit down together and we gonna come up with something that's gonna work. And I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like training no new bitch. I don't feel like training no new bitch. Come on, like October, come over here. Come on, come back to me. So nonetheless, she becomes my assistant again. She becomes my assistant again. Remember, y'all, I said I moved from here, and months later, probably about 2 or 3 months of us not talking, then I move over here. She stopped being my assistant here. I move over here. A couple months later, she becomes my assistant again. So keep that in mind. Now that I done gave y'all a little backstory on how we met, how things played out, and everything that I explained to y'all, just know that I felt like that was important for y'all to know. After I moved over here, she was my assistant for about a good year, and she became my best friend. When I say best friend, I'm saying best friend. She ended up staying with me. Hey, I loved it. Who don't want their bestie living with them? The actual story about my robbery, the actual details about how I got robbed, I'm not gonna go into detail with that. I'm not really comfortable. I still don't know specifically who they are. I don't need them getting a rise out of this video, and quite frankly, I'm just not ready to talk about that yet. Just know, one night I ended up getting robbed. The way I got robbed, it was so fucking crazy. It was just crazy to me how these people knew specifically where my stuff was, how I had my stuff, how they robbed me, and the things that they took. Only a person that was super close to me could have known specifically where these things were. I want to say I took the situation real lightly compared to how anybody else would really react. When I did get robbed, my first initial response was to call the police. Y'all, tell me why the fuck the police was not answering the phone. I don't know if they just be bored sometimes, and I don't know if they playing Tetris or Bubble Popper, Bubble Shooter, Temple Run, whatever the fuck they be doing. But why in the worst case scenarios, when something is really happening, the police really do not be answering the fucking phone, and I was just real fucking confused. So not only is my mama not answering because it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, the popo wasn't answering the phone. My best friend was not at the house. She was at her mama's house. The person I was talking to at the time knocked the fuck out. Nonetheless, I end up getting a hold of the fucking police. That is irrelevant. Literally, the night that I got robbed, I posted something to Facebook like, damn, the motherfuckers just robbed me. As soon as I posted it, y'all, when I say it was literally a post and a delete, it was gone. Like, as soon as I hit post, I was like, you know what, let me delete this, because I still ain't even fucking talked to the police yet. I still ain't talked to my mama yet, so let me delete this. The police come, a few other people come to the house. I had already texted October, and I was like, bitch, I just got robbed. They hit me. Honestly, was I expecting her to respond or be up? No, because who the fuck would, like, outside of me, because I'm a fucking night owl, so that's the only reason. Like, I be up, and I used to just be up for no fucking reason. The next morning come, everybody that I done text, which is all of my friends, which I had all of maybe 2 friends at the time, everybody showing up. Of course, I ain't got no fucking sleep. One of my other best friends come over. We're gonna name her Boobie, because honey got some big old boobies. So Boobie and October show up. Boobie came first, and she's like, let's get straight to the point. Let's start walking around the neighborhood, because let me tell y'all, I lived in these townhomes where when you walk out my front door, it's nothing but the townhomes. They kind of look like apartment complexes. They were all like, they're very known in Omaha. They all attached to each other, but my backyard led to the actual street with like the super nice houses and stuff. So when they robbed me, they came in through the back door. So Boobie is like, nah, like, fuck these motherfuckers in the front, because where I lived at, they had cameras. The police had already contacted the front desk. We gonna let the police and shit deal with the front. Let's go walk the back, knock on these doors to all these, you know, houses that face your actual back door, see if they seen anything. Me and Boobie back there, we doing that. When we get done, we come in the houses. I'm coming through the back door. October is walking through my front door. Shit, but I'm so fired up. I'm so riled up. And it wasn't like I was trying to come at nobody the wrong way, but I was on some shit like, I said, hey, on some real shit, you're a suspect. She stopped dead in her tracks and was like, what you mean I'm a suspect? Bitch, I can go take a lie detector test right now. You can call the police. They can come fingerprint me, whatever. All I said back to her was, I was like, October, hey, you one of the only motherfuckers that know exactly where I keep my money. I had a couple of them things on me. I said, you're the only one that really knows where I kept everything at. So I'm just letting you know, just like I would let anybody else know that they're a suspect if they knew where my shit was at. She looked me dead in my eyes. She was like, hey, on some real shit, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I would feel the same exact way. She's like, so if like you need me to take like a lie detector test or anything of the sort, I'm all for it, bitch. Just let me know, because I understand where you're coming from. Day by day, I end up living my life like, okay, bitch, you got robbed, charge it to the game. You know how to move going forward. It is what it is. Never one of those bitches that flash money on social media. The most I would post is like, you know, oh, I'm going out of town. And I mean, I guess that is enough for somebody to try to target your house if they know you getting money. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but I've never been, never will be, none of that, all of that flashing money. I might post certain little things I buy or some shit like that, but truthfully, motherfuckers don't know the half of what I got. The half, like, not even the half, not even 1/4 of what I got. So that was neither here or there. Let's break it down. I just obviously got robbed. I would say the people that I felt like might have fit, possibly having something to do with it, I done told everybody that I felt like possibly was a suspect that they're a suspect. So she's not the only one that I felt like was a suspect or anything like that. I don't know why she went to go stay back with her parents. I think it was that her mom was like, I don't want my granddaughter there. You know, the house just got robbed. Like, maybe y'all should come back home type shit. So I think that's why she went to go be back with her mom. At that time, I kind of stopped looking into it, because it was just like, I don't even want to think that anyone close to me possibly could have, you know, set this up. Who wants to think anything like that? So outside of my post and delete at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, which nobody saw because within 2 seconds it was deleted, nobody knows I got robbed. The only people that knew I got robbed was the people that was close to me, and possibly a couple neighbors, because the police were knocking on everybody's door, of course. I used to do her hair, and not only did I used to do her hair, I used to do her mom hair too. I had also just moved into a salon with one of my old business partners, and I was doing hair out of there. She honestly don't need a nickname, because she probably won't be in no other stories, but I'm gonna nickname her Nails, because she used to, or still, I don't know if she still does, but she used to do nails. Months go by, y'all. I'm not thinking about this shit no more. It is what it is at this point. I don't care. Me and my best friend, we still best friending. We still doing everything that we normally do. One day I'm at home. Her mom was like my mom. A few people, like when they would need their hair done and stuff, like I see no problem. Like if I personally knew you, I would do your hair, you know, out of my house. I remember this day so vividly, y'all. I'm doing her mom hair. My phone started ringing. Normally I don't answer my phone while I'm doing hair or anything of the sort, but when Nails, remember we're gonna nickname her Nails. So when Nails, fuck the nickname. When my old business partner started calling my phone, I'm like, she normally don't blow me up. So I'm kind of like, why is she blowing me up? Like something gotta be wrong. Like I gotta answer the phone. I guess I didn't answer the phone in time because she texted me and she was like, answer, like I got some important, like bitch, you want to be on this phone call, you're gonna want to answer this phone. She called back and I'm doing her mom's hair. I'm doing October's mom hair. So I answer, I'm like, you know, I'm on the phone. All right, hello, what's going on? What's up, bitch? She's like, are you alone right now? Anytime somebody called me and they'd be like, are you alone right now? My heart kind of dropped. Like, what do you mean am I alone right now? Like, do I need to be alone? She's like, well, is October around you right now? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, well, you might want to step outside the room real quick. What's going on, Dad? I need to, okay, but I'm gonna step outside of the room real quick. So business partner like, bitch, I got the tea. She was like, why was I just doing business with somebody? And they said, this is what she said. She said, I was just doing business with somebody and they spoke upon your robbery. And not only did they speak upon your robbery, what they said was this. Some girl must have told my old business partner, yeah, it's funny how Barbie got robbed, but me and October was just planning on robbing her. What? Y'all was just planning on robbing me? She said what she said, and that's what she said. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck you mean? She was like, yeah, I was just doing business with this girl. And she was like, yeah, that's crazy how Barbie just got robbed when me in October was planning on robbing her. Y'all know I'm furious at this point now. When I say I was downstairs in my kitchen and my hands was, they were shaking like this. What do you mean? I asked my old business partner on the phone so many times. It's not that I thought she was lying about nothing. It's not that I didn't believe her. It's not none of that. I wanted to make sure I heard specifically what the fuck she said. I'm like, okay, so you was doing business with somebody. They said this, they said that. She said what she said. I didn't want to believe it. Do I go upstairs and start knocking all of this shit over? Do I go upstairs and get the swinging on motherfuckers? Do I go upstairs popping the fuck off? Do I go upstairs popping motherfuckers? Do I call the police and tell them that I got the fucking intruders upstairs? I don't know what to do. And this bitch just set me up to get robbed and she's in my fucking house. Contemplating. Well, my phone rings again. This time it's my brother. Now, my brother had been in prison for a decade at this point, so I need somebody. My brother is my best friend also. I need somebody to calm me down, so I run it down to him. He tells me to calm down. He tells me, like, hey, don't make no sudden nothing without knowing nothing. It's a whole bunch of he said, she said shit going on, and if that's really what happened, you're bound to find out. So play it cool, get them up out your house, do your investigation, period. So I go upstairs. I finished doing October's mom hair. I'm back here. I'm finished doing October's mom hair. Her and her mom leave. I don't know how long it was in between when they left and when I called or texted her. I think she had been calling and texting me. She normally do, and I just was like giving like dry responses and not really fucking with it, not really calling, not really texting back or none of that. I either texted her or called her, and I basically told her, I was like, it's come to my attention that somebody said that you are the one, basically that you had something to do with my robbery. So I end up telling her how I feel about how it was brought to my attention that she might have had something to do with it, and that, like I said, in my head at that point, not even in my head at that point, just in general, you as my best friend, in a situation like that, your name should never be brought up. When somebody say something about your friend being robbed, the last person that should be listed as a suspect is the best motherfucking friend. I don't care. So my feelings was hurt. I wasn't fucking with it. I needed time to myself. I needed to do whatever investigations that I needed to do. I needed the 12 to do what the fuck they needed to do. This was the only time that I had ever fucked with 12, because I need to figure out who set me up, who robbed me, who was in my house. A bitch can't sleep at night. It got to a point to where probably a couple months later, people have started noticing that me and October weren't really hanging out no more. We wasn't fucking around no more. I wasn't posting her, she wasn't posting me. Still to that day, I had not put on Facebook, outside of the post and delete, that I had been robbed. I had not put on Facebook nothing like y'all bitches is fake, y'all bitches is setups, or this, that, and that. There was one day where I had went live on Facebook. I used to always go live on Facebook, so it was not abnormal for me, especially shit to do with like hair related shit, things of that nature. Somebody had commented on my live that day. They were like, Barbie, you go live all the time, something seems off, something looks wrong, I'm gonna pray for you. Somebody had even commented and was like, what's going on? It looked like you done lost a little weight, y'all, because I was so stressed the fuck out. I was stressed, I was depressed. It was just eating me the fuck up to where it was really fucking with me mentally, but I didn't think that it was fucking with like me physically as far as my appearance. I'm not talking about the losing weight, my weight fluctuates. So it wasn't that. It was a simple fact that people were messaging me like, hey, I could tell something's wrong. Is there anything that you want to talk about or anything like that? Actually, y'all, during the live, a few people were making those comments. The only thing I kept seeing in the live video was, you know, y'all, I'm okay, I'm doing okay. It was real subliminal. There was never nothing subliminal as far as like me getting robbed. I don't remember specifically what I was saying, but it was just stuff like, I'm just going through life, you know, sometimes you gotta watch those people that surround you. I'm doing okay, you know, just I'm doing all right type shit. Just watch the people that surround y'all. I did not mention nothing about a friendship. I didn't mention nothing about a robber. I didn't mention nothing about me in October falling off. Nothing like that, y'all. Either that day or the next day, somewhere down the line, I think I unfriended her or she unfriended me. I don't know. Somewhere down the line, we weren't friends on social media no more. I didn't care because I didn't do shit to no fucking body. Somebody tells me that she went live and that she was talking about me getting robbed. This is months later. Somebody must have told her that I went live, or she must have seen it on her own. I don't fucking know. But she goes live and she's actually talking about the robbery. She's putting on Facebook that I got robbed, which I hadn't even put out to fucking Facebook yet that I got robbed. So I was real confused as why the fuck are you trying to tell my story? And I ain't even told my story. It was nothing disrespectful. The only thing I thought at that time was, girl, I never got on Facebook saying that you robbed me or anything of the fucking sort. Like, why the fuck are you on Facebook telling these people that I got robbed? Like, because I went live, you felt the need to go live, and I didn't even go live on you. I just went live to go live in general. And if you tried to put those pieces together because you were feeling guilty about something and went live, it says a whole fucking lot about you and what you possibly did. So I ended up going live because in the live video, I don't think she was noticing. Okay, say that she didn't set me up to get robbed. Okay, let's say you didn't set me up to get robbed, but the simple fact that you're on Facebook telling these people that I got robbed and that yes, she got robbed, I would have hit shorty for way more than X, Y, and Z amount of money because I know she got way more money than this, way more money than that. That's also set up shit to me too. Why are you telling these people how much more money I got than what I was already robbed for? That's like putting another target on my head, letting these motherfuckers that robbed me know there's more to where that came from. So that's what I got upset about. I went live again, and the whole situation, our argument, everything about it played out on Facebook. It was bad. When I say it was bad, it was bad. I wouldn't even say on either end. It was more so like it was bad because a lot of motherfuckers was in some business they had no fucking business being in, and now a lot of motherfuckers is attacking her when I didn't want nobody to attack her. That's why I didn't put it on Facebook, because I didn't know for sure. And like I said, every reaction has a reaction. Either one of us should have went live, but my first initial live, like I said, y'all, I said nothing about a robbery. I said nothing regarding her and nothing about nothing. She read in between the lines because she already knew what I was going through, felt guilty, and when it made her own lie, then I made my lie, and then it blew up, and then that's where it was at. So we're going back and forth on live, but y'all get the point. We were doing a whole lot on fucking Facebook that we shouldn't have fucking been doing. I forgot a part, so we gonna back up. So I went live first saying absolutely nothing. She went live telling the world how the fuck I was just robbed, how I was just fucking traumatized out of my fucking mind. Before I went live on her again, I ended up figuring out who it was that called my old business partner and told her that they were setting me up to be robbed. Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. Why the girl that told my old business partner that her and October was setting me up to be robbed? Take a wild guess as to who it was. Y'all remember when I told y'all October had called me randomly that one day? It's like, can you come to my house and watch me fight this girl because I don't want to get jumped? It was the girl she fought. So the girl that October fought, when October called me and said, come to my house, I just want to make sure I don't get jumped. The girl that was supposedly with October when they was setting me up to be robbed, it was her. Is y'all catching where I'm going? So when I find out it was her, I ends up searching around Omaha, hitting up people that I feel like she know. I finally get a hold of the girl. I call the girl. I'm playing this shit cool on the phone because I want to know what I want to know, and I know if I call you all right off the fuck up, you ain't gonna give me the information that I want. I will let y'all listen to the voice recordings, but they in my other phone. I'm basically like, this is Barbie, so what's up? This girl was on the phone running it down like when I seen her, like, I'm not gonna want it with you either because you was just plotting on robbing me too with October, but I'm playing dumb because I want you to tell me this information, of course. She's like, when we was all friends, we was all kicking it. This was one drunk night when we was all talking about we need to hit a lick, we need some money. Who could we, rob, who could we run down on? But the way she's making it seem in this phone call was that it was her, October, and a couple of other people. The way I'm visioning it, it was probably at least 6 motherfuckers. So it was the girl on the phone, which we're gonna call her setup. It was October. It was another girl. She doesn't need a nickname because I talked to her too. And then there was at least 3 other people. So there was about 6 people talking about needing a lick. When she explained the time that it happened, it was around the time where I got that booking website and basically fired October. Well, didn't really fire her, but she stopped working for me. She was real upset because you fired her as an assistant. She started running down all your business. Y'all, this girl told me where I lived at. She told me what type of cars, not car, but cars. She told me what type of cars I drove. She told me where I kept my inventory at. She told me about this red file cabinet that nobody knew the fuck about. She just started running down so much information for a bitch that did not know me. If you don't know me, you ain't ever been in my house. How the fuck do you know all this information about me if October didn't tell you? Because me and October, we did not run through the same circle. I ain't know this girl. And she's like, yep, it was this night we was plotting on robbing you. She told us X, Y, and Z about your house. She told us about your cars, your file cabinet. She told us about how she got your passwords, your logins. I'm on the phone hot. I'm like, she told you what? I'm like, wow. But at the same time, I'm over here like, bitch, you giving up this information. Like, you wasn't trying to set me up either. So therefore, when I see you, you gonna have to get up with me. I hang up the phone with her, and that's when the other live happened. So now let's fast forward back into that. Now, after I done went live, then she went live, then we went live together making fucking fools out of our fucking selves. Literally right after I get off of live, I'm laying in my bed crying my fucking eyes out. It's too much for me at this fucking point. I don't have notifications for no social media. Well, God said, I'm gonna let this one call come through to you. My phone is ringing with somebody's Facebook name. Never heard of the girl before, never seen her before. All right, y'all, let me take that back. So I actually have seen the girl before, and I just thought about this stupid shit, but this girl was actually at the fucking fight. So she was there with setup at the fight, and I just never realized it. There's this girl on the phone, y'all. This is what she says. Hey, Barbie, I know you don't know me. I did just watch your live. Now, let me remind y'all, on the live, and I did forget to say that when I was talking to setup on the phone, I recorded the conversation. Because I ain't no fucking dummy. Especially in a situation like this, I'm gonna record this whole fucking conversation. The girl on the phone, she's like, hey Barbie, I know you don't know me, but I did just watch your live, and I want you to know that setup, the girl that I was on the phone with, she's like, I want you to know that she ain't lying because I was there.
What do you mean you was there?
She's like, yeah, that night that they were talking about robbing you, I was there. Let me go back a little bit, y'all. When I got on the phone with the other girl, the setup girl, I did have it in my head that maybe this bitch is just mad. Maybe she mad because her and October not cool no more. But at the same time, even if she was just mad, Barbie, let's be real. How in the fuck would she have known all of this information about where you live at, all the cars you drove, certain shit about your house. It was a lot of stuff that she could not have just heard or made up. I'm just like, okay, these bitches ain't lying. Like, something's going on. The girl on the phone, basically, like I said, she's just saying like, hey, the girl, she wasn't lying. I was there. She literally ran the story back word for word, even down to the fact that it was raining at night. It was enough confirmation for me to believe that my own best friend set up my robbery. I've been thinking about this for a very long time. Me and her, even after the situation, let me just throw this out there. After this situation, we're friends again. I don't know if it was my heart. I still don't know, still to this day, even though I feel the way I feel about my robbery situation and stuff, I still don't know what it was inside of me. It was like, it's okay to be her friend again. Now, I mean, we're not cool no more now, but it is what it is. That there was enough confirmation for me to just be like, yeah, I think she really has something to do with me getting robbed. It got down to the point to where she had ended up contacting a detective on the case, basically requesting a lie detector test. The detective informed me of everything. Every time she called, he called me. Every time her mom called, you know, they called me, basically letting me know what the fuck they wanted with them and all of that. And he had asked me, he was like, do you want me to administer a lie detector test? I told him, yeah, to administer the lie detector test. Let me know the results. I actually knew what the results was. They were saying basically that she had passed the lie detector test. I've been in the presence of a few people that have been in the presence of one person that did something and they passed the lie detector test and they shouldn't have. That's all I'm gonna say. So when my detective called me and was like, hey, we administered the lie detector test, she showed no stress to the questions. It wasn't that she specifically passed, she showed no stress to the questions is what it was. I'm the type of person that if I'm wrong about something, I'm gonna be the first to admit that I was wrong. I'm not about to sit here and pretend that I'm not wrong. What I did was I called her. I told her, I was like, the detective called. They said that you the polygraph test or whatever the fuck the case may be. More so what it was I was just feeling bad. I was just feeling bad, not necessarily for her, but for our friendship. I don't think it was a simple fact that I wanted the friendship. I'm not gonna say certain things that happened after the live videos and stuff, but I had knew about certain things that had happened with her. I had knew how certain people was trying to defend me against her, if that makes sense, and I didn't want certain things happening. I was basically on some shit like, hey, I'm about to just tell the world that you passed this lie detector test. Excuse my dogs, y'all. I was like, I'm about to just tell the world that you passed this lie detector test. I was about to even go as far as forging up some paperwork lines and shit to upload to basically say that she passed, because the paper that they gave her literally just said you took the lie detector test and you showed no stress. People gonna think that this is made up, because the way it was typed, anybody could have just typed that, signed some shit, and you know, got away with it. I wanted to show the world so they could get off of her back. It wasn't necessarily that I felt like she didn't have nothing to do with it. It was a simple fact that I didn't want her in danger. Even though in my head, I still had it back here that you set me up, I didn't want to see nothing bad happen to her. So I should have been honest with myself. You honestly still feel a certain way about the situation. You're never going to get over it. That's what happened with that. Now, the biggest question, I guess, would be, do I honestly feel like October set me up to be robbed? Y'all can look at me crazy all y'all want. I know y'all gonna have all type of comments and posts and shit like that, and I really don't care. But do I honestly feel like she set me up that time? No. I don't think she had nothing to do with it. I don't think she set that robbery up. I don't think that she did that. I don't think she was in my house. This is what I think happened. I think that when she was my assistant, she stopped working for me. She had felt some type of way about it, maybe. She had sat down with those girls that were her friends at that time. She sat down with them. They needed some money. They wanted to hit a lick, whatever the fuck the case may be. She mentioned me. I would be an easy target. I felt like she was ready to rob me. Felt like it's what she wanted to do at that point, but I moved. When I moved, they couldn't go through with their plan. And y'all, this is just all of what I'm summarizing my situation up to be. I think I moved, so they couldn't go through with their plan. So then once I moved and I posted that I needed an assistant again, I felt like in her head it was, let me go be her assistant again, because if I become her assistant again, I'm gonna know where she lives at, and then we could probably still go along with that plan of robbing her. But I think when she became my assistant again, That's when we became best friends. We weren't best friends the first time she was my assistant. I think that when she became my assistant again, her heart turned different. I feel like, y'all could call me dumb, y'all could say what y'all want to say, but I felt like her heart turned different because we became super, super, super close. It was either her heart turned different or she was heartless, but I want to believe that her heart turned different, and she realized that I think she realized that we are really best friends, and I really like this girl. I really love this girl. I'm really down for this girl. I don't want to do this no more. And I don't know if there was ever a conversation with those people that she was trying to set me up with, but I felt like she was on some shit like, y'all, I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm cool with this girl. We ain't doing it. But little do people know that when you've already sat down with these people, you done already told them X, Y, Z about me. You done already told them what I got, where it's at, all of that. It was too late at that point. Whether you wanted to do it or not, I ended up getting robbed anyways. I have no proof that it was by the people that she had supposedly sat down with and plotted on me, with. But that's just honestly what I think happened. October had already ran her mouth about everything, and with or without you, they was gonna rob me, and that's honestly what I think happened. I ended up forgiving her. She ended up forgiving me for accusing her of robbing me. But in my head, it wouldn't have mattered if you had done that or not. At some point, you sat down with some bitches and you plotted on robbing me. That was more than enough for me at that point to just do away with the whole friendship. I didn't. It's not the fact that I felt like I needed friends or anything like that. And I tried to let it go, and I tried to let it go, and I tried to let it go. And it had been eating at me for years and for years and for years. And I just could not get over the fact that a bitch that I don't know, that was once upon a time one of your best friends, just sat up and just told me that you once upon a time was plotting on me, your own best friend, to rob me, and then I got robbed. Like I said, no, I don't think she set the specific robbery up. That when I got robbed, I don't think that. It was just a simple fact that, like I said, once again, you sat down with some bitches and you really plotted on me, and that shit really hurt my feelings. Y'all, I guess that's really the story about how my best friend supposedly has set me up to get robbed. This isn't a story that I'm giving to y'all now just because I don't talk to her no more, whether we was friends or not. We honestly had talks about we were going to do this video together, but obviously we're not friends no more, and it's no beef. Like, we're not friends no more, like beefing or nothing like that. It's just literally we don't talk. And I do want to hear y'all. Y'all be watching my videos, but a lot of y'all don't be commenting. I really do want to hear what y'all thoughts are on this particular situation. Not that my mind is going to change, but let me know if I was tripping at some point in time. Let me know if y'all picked up on something that I didn't pick up on. Just let me know. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna be dropping videos for y'all probably twice a week, so be on the lookout for that. Y'all got any ideas for me, any videos y'all want to see, anything y'all want me to talk about? Hell, even if y'all want to send me y'all videos about y'all crazy stories and I read them off, I'm all for it.